Hey everyone, Joe Gerstandt here. And as I'm recording this message, the ARA Show is rapidly approaching. I'm excited to see you in New Orleans. My session, Supporting the Invisible Needs of Your Workforce, is really about bringing greater clarity to this idea of inclusion. And I think that clarity is desperately needed right now. I also wanted to tell you a little bit about who I am and how I came into this work, because I didn't take a very direct route here. It's very much been a journey for me. In fact, if we were to go back in time far enough, we could probably reach a point where I would have rolled my eyes at what I do for a living today. When I say that it's been a journey for me, I mean that it's been a journey. I've kind of been on both sides of this work and everywhere in between. I'm originally a farm kid. I grew up on a small farm next to a small town in northwest Iowa. I still have not yet met another hog farmer that grew up to do diversity and inclusion work. I might be one of a kind. After I graduated high school, I enlisted in the Marine Corps. I spent 4 years on active duty in the infantry. Pretty valuable experience, took me far away from northwest Iowa. When my enlistment came to an end, I attended college, got my bachelor's degree, and went into corporate America doing sales and sales management. And it just wasn't my thing. I hadn't found my space yet. And fortunately, I had an opportunity to make a little bit of a career change. And I went to work in the nonprofit world. And that proved to be a pretty transformational experience for me. And I would say that it was transformational for a number of different reasons, but one of them was I was exposed to such a variety and diversity of human beings. And maybe more importantly, I was exposed to such a variety and diversity of experiences. I'd had some peeks into this previously, but something that became crystal clear to me during this period of my life was that we're not all having the same experience here. We're not all being treated the same way. And if you really want to understand a space or a place, a team, an organization, a community, if you really want to understand it, you can't just rely on your own experience there. That's far too narrow. We have a real obligation, I believe, to invite and be informed by the experiences of others. But coming to really understand that changed my view of the world. It changed my view of my community a little bit. Maybe most importantly, it changed my view of myself. And that's when I felt really pulled to get involved in the work that I do today. So there's been some twists and turns along the way for sure, but I continue to move forward on my journey. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. This work is not a destination. It's not a kind of person or a political affiliation. It's a journey. It's an ongoing process of change. And regardless of where you're at today, and you're all at different places, regardless of where you're at today, you all have a role to play in this work. Inclusion means everyone. You all have a role to play in this work. I look forward to having an honest and an actionable and a valuable conversation with you about inclusion in February in New Orleans. Until then, be good to yourselves and be good to each other.